What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua Edwards, live from Brooklyn, New York. This is Joshua's Proximity. I have my daughter with me. What's your name, baby girl? What's your name? N.A. How old are you, N.A.?
3.
You're not 3. How old are you? She's 2. All right, so once again, this is Joshua's Proximity. Welcome in. So we are officially through with preseason. My daughter's probably going to grab the mic a couple times here. But we are officially through with preseason. And there was a lot of rumbling with the Sanders boys because of, obviously, Deion Sanders. And their play kind of warranted it. Now, there was a recent incident with Shilo Sanders. Now, if you don't know who Shilo Sanders is, he was a guy, he's Deion's son. Undrafted, free agent, rookie, went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was looking to get on the practice squad at least, or even make the active roster spot. Now, he had a situation where he was actually seen throwing a punch against the Buffalo Bills. If you're watching this clip, just look at this. I knew once he threw this punch, I'm going to rewind it. I knew once he threw this punch right here, he was getting cut. There's no way that an undrafted free agent 7th rounder is going to make the squad when they do things like this and get thrown out the game. Now, I will say this. He was good enough to make it to day 3. If you're good enough to make it to day 3, that says something, 1, about your talent, and 2, how teams view you. But I will say this. Once he threw this punch, it was over for Shilo Sanders. Now, I'm not saying it's over for him with his career. He still has a long, healthy career. God willing, if he gets the opportunities, he can play in the National Football League for quite some time. But once he threw that punch, it was over for Shilo Sanders and basically his entire tenure with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, you can't come back from this. I understand 84 is doing the most. And the one thing I did not like about this is that they didn't hold 84 accountable as well. Now, I can definitely see how some people would say, Josh, it looks like the refs were out to get Shilo. Because in a certain instance, it does look like they were out to get him. They only threw out Shilo Sanders, and we have seen guys get or be in the game for much worse. Guys in here grabbing dudes' nuts, horse collaring, helmet to helmet, and they have not got thrown out the game. Now, the punch was in preseason, but these guys are still trying to make an active roster, man. I don't think that this warranted getting ejected. I have seen George Pickens do this same thing and not get ejected. I have seen other guys, the Dominican Sue done stepped on somebody's arm, body, and I've seen him not get ejected. So for the referees to think that this warranted an ejection, it's kind of, it can kind of make you bat your eye just a little bit. But I do understand where people are coming from, and if you're one of these guys or girls that's happy that he got thrown out the game and cut, you're kind of weird to me. We already knew that the stakes were against him. You're an undrafted guy. You only get practice reps. You're on the practice squad. We already knew that it was a long shot for him to make the roster anyway. But if you're celebrating him getting cut, you need to get a hobby. That's just what it comes down to. You need to get a hobby. You need to get a life. This dude is actually out here living his best life and trying to pursue his dreams. So how dare you or anybody else come out here and basically just try to shit on him and laugh at him because he got thrown out the game. It's kind of corny. It's kind of cheesy, and you need to grow up. But like I said, man, Shilo Sanders is right now currently on the free agent list. We don't know who the number 2 backup is for the Cleveland Browns. Is it going to be Dylan Gabriel? Is it going to be Shedeur Sanders? That is yet to be seen. That there is now 3 active quarterbacks on the roster, Joe Flacco, and then those 2 rookies as well. But I do want to transition a little bit. Now, we know in this situation, there are a couple of dominant pass rushers in the National Football League. Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, Nick Bosa, and obviously this guy that you're about to see, Micah Parsons. He is arguably the best pass rusher when healthy, when playing. Now, there was last year, he was on record saying man, there's not a lot of different monies between 30 million and 40 million. That's what he was stated saying. Now he's kind of backtracking that a little bit. He's looking to become the highest paid player in NFL history, which I'm not mad at. He deserves it, but he's kind of got his foot in his mouth. I mean, earlier last year, you were out here saying there's not that much difference between 30 million and 40 million, and now you're basically on the sideline, on the training table, claiming that your back hurts because you don't want or you're not getting the pay that you require. Now, I will say this. Micah Parsons deserves every penny that he can get. He is that good. And the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones tend to do these things where they want to wait till last minute to pay. Bro, you're going to pay the dude anyways. You're going to franchise tag him next year. I know that you want him to play out his rookie contract, but why wait? If you let him play out this rookie contract, it's going to be $50 million. He's going to be getting $50 million a year. Why won't you just go ahead and get ahead of the curveball? And you see this a lot with the Dallas Cowboys. They did it with Dak Prescott. They did it with CeeDee Lamb. Now they're doing it with Micah Parsons. I don't know the next rookie that is lined up to get a huge contract, maybe overshown, but they need to start getting ahead of these things, man, because it's cost them in the back end. You hear his daughter say that they don't got no money, that there's not that much left of the pie to eat. That's your fault. If you got out here and do what he said last year, you could have signed him to a $33 million contract. Now you're going to be paying him in excess of $44, $45, $48 million per year. So that's what costs when you wait. And then my last transition. We are officially in college football. Iowa State played Kansas State this past weekend, and now look at this lineup. Great lineup. Georgia Tech versus Colorado. What does Deion Sanders look like and his squad look like on Friday night? Obviously, you got Alabama versus Florida State, LSU versus Clemson, Notre Dame versus Miami, and then the number one game, Texas versus Ohio State. Number one versus number three at Ohio State. What does the Ohio State Buckeyes look like coming off of a championship? What does Jeremiah Smith look like? What do they look like at the quarterback position? And what does Archie Manning look like? This is a star-studded weekend. I'm looking forward to college football, and I don't say that often. I'm not really a huge college football guy, but I'm looking forward to these matchups, man. So I'm just going to go ahead and just give you just a quick pick. Texas versus Ohio State. I think Texas comes in there, and they beat Ohio State at Ohio State. Alabama versus Florida State. Nobody really knows what Florida State has going on. Give me Bama. LSU versus Clemson. The Battle of Death Valley. I'm going to go with Clemson, man. They got a couple guys that is from the 336, Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm going to rock with them. Notre Dame versus Miami. I think that this is going to be a blowout. I like Notre Dame in this matchup. You said what, baby girl? My daughter's right here. So, hey, we are about to close out Joshua's Proximity once again. We out, baby.